we have this new mindset of blaming the device for our problems. So when people feel like they're quote unquote addicted to their device, that we're told that it's the company's fault for hacking into your dopamine. And when you think that, you make yourself into a disempowered victim that has no control. You have absolute control over where you focus your attention. So the first step is self-acceptance. Why am I focused on my device? Because it feels good. Why does it feel good? I'm going to go into my old pathways and figure out what reward I'm getting, and then think, okay, what would be some other ways that I could get that reward? So let's use a few different examples, because it varies very widely. Devices meet a large variety of needs. When you understand the specifics, then you can figure out the solution that's best for you once you give up blaming blaming the world for giving you the device. And you could be grateful for the device. I was grateful, like, wow, I get to go out for the day and still know if anybody's trying to contact me. That's fabulous. And do this reply in 2 seconds and go back to having fun. Wow. Simple example of why people need a quote unquote dopamine diet is because there was a time, let's say a few years ago, when somebody got mad at you because you didn't see their message immediately and respond immediately. When they got mad at you, that triggered your stress chemicals and built a neural pathway. And it only takes one experience to build a stress pathway that says, whoa, I better keep checking my phone, because if so-and-so tried to get me and I don't get back to them in 5 minutes, they're going to be mad at me. So that's one driver. And the whole idea that one experience can trigger that, it's so amazing. But I'll just give you a simple example. I used to love to eat popcorn on planes, on plane flights, because it's like moving your jaw is like a kind of activity and kept me busy. And it was like, not the worst food. So easy to carry. One day I chipped a tooth on the popcorn and I got so scared that now just the thought of having popcorn, like I have no desire for it at all, because I think, ugh. So if you got that person who was like, you're going to get fired if you take some, or your child was having an emergency, and so now when you see your phone, oh, maybe my child is having an emergency. So that's one whole realm, which is relief of stress chemicals. Now the other whole realm is quest for happy chemicals. 3 years ago, let's say, I went to my phone and somebody said, oh, Loretta, I just read your book and I love it. And that felt great. So that wired me to think that if I pick up my phone and read a message, I'm going to feel great. But we all know that you don't get good news every time you pick up your phone, but you're wired. So when you feel lonely, or you feel like I'm not accomplishing anything, I'm not moving forward, then how can I get that feeling of social support or sense of accomplishment? And you think of your phone, because that's how you got it in the past. So that's just a natural wiring. Just like a monkey learns that that tree will relieve my hunger, you learn that that device will relieve my loneliness or my boredom. So you go to the device, but it doesn't necessarily work. So if you don't have other tools, then you just go again and again and look for more and more. And that's why it's so valuable to know, like, is it social support that you're looking for? What are other ways of getting it? Is it moving toward a goal? What are other ways of getting it? And finally, there's this new thing called doom scrolling. So we should talk about that. So when your brain perceives a threat, let's say when a gazelle smells a predator, the first thing they do before they run is gather information, because they don't want to run in the wrong direction. So when you listen to the news or watch the news, they're telling you threat, threat, threat. And then like, oh my God, bad things are happening everywhere. What should I do? Gather more information. So then you're looking for more, more, more. And like if you hear, oh, yesterday they said the world was going to end, let me check to see whether the world has ended while I was, having a few minutes rest from checking whether the world is ending. And you're really looking for like the all clear signal. But do you think the media is ever going to give you the all clear signal and say, everything's fine, nothing's wrong? Because if they did that, you would turn it off and go for a picnic. So they need to keep being ready with the next crisis. So you keep consuming their inputs. So you have power over that. As long as you blame them for that, then you're powerless, you're a victim. Now, I understand very well why people want to do this, because if you're with a social circle where you say, have you heard? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I haven't heard. And people are like, oh my God, what's wrong with her? She doesn't know anything. And I'm like, yeah, if they want to get their one-up position by knowing more doomsaying details than me, knock yourself out. I'm giving you the one-up position. I don't care.